Well, the one that I have come in my mind is actually there's the anime of it, and it's Yoka.
Yoka?
Yoka.
Okay.
So I don't know if the anime itself they like just cut the end of the story on that season, that specific season, which is I think on the end of the episode 12. The main protagonist is the main character. There is no villain or whatever. The main character, Oeki. Hi, I'm not like you who forget people. I know him.
It's not my fault, okay? It's not my fault that names are just hard to come by for me to remember.
So yeah, Oreki on the final scene is just Chitanda and Oreki. They agree to work together as if in the club, which is I forgot what the club is. It's the they into the history, not history, but more like how to be a wider, but into philosopher.
Philosophy?
Yeah. So that like they both agreed to be like working in partner because as you know, Oreki not a type of person who just like okay, I agree with it and I gotta do it. He just like I do things in efficient way. That is his motto. Like if he being lazy doesn't mean that he is lazy. He just on his standby mode like that.
Okay.
So yeah, and people, even his own sister says that you should socialize more rather than staying in your house, reading a book. And so there's Chitanda. Chitanda, the one who brought him out of the comfort zone. And that's it. That's the end of the 12th episode.
Oh really?
And yeah, so I think the one that I only got into that part is only the first book. And now Hiroka only has like 5 or 6 books. I almost like managed to gather almost all of them, unless unfortunately I can't find the 6th book. I can find the 6th book, but I can't afford to buy it because it's so expensive. It's so thick, and then when I see the the price, it's like there's something.
It's like rest in pepperoni linguine.
With that kind of money, I can already buy skincare. My own skincare. And I just want to buy all the freaking book. So yeah, that's the sucks side of me not able to collect all the series of Hyoka. But yeah, the last time I finished reading is the 4th one, I think. Yeah, it is the 4th one. In that scene, it's more like they try to solve a cases of someone who living in inn. There's this like it's not spirituality, but it's more like their own belief. The people believe in that inn, and he and all his group, all his crew in the philosophy club. They try to figure out the clue that have been left in the past owner of that inn. Well, in the end, they do discover why they consider the inn is creepy. It's because of it's more into protection. The protection is because the past owner kinda make a deal with the devil.
Made a deal with the devil. Damn, bro.
It's kind of really normal thing, because in here they also said thing of using tuk-tuk, something like that. They try to use it like that, so the business is like could be booming.
Fair enough.
So that's the reason why he make a deal with the devil. But yeah, on the funny part that when I reading is because as I know, even when me watching the anime, Oreki always be so cringe or not cringe, like he always gotta be awkward around Chitanda, and that's what happened in that book. Basically, all the story is set of those two because
like a love story,
kinda. Because I can say that Oriki is awkward type of person, but Chitanda is more like into shy type of person. She wanted to have a friend, but she just too shy, and not to mention that she actually come from a wealthy family, the Chitanda group.
Komi-san can communicate much, eh?
Yep, and also Genshin character Komi-sato Ayaka.
So true.
So yeah. She wanted to make a friend, but because some of the people knows her, like, oh, you from the Chitanda clan. I'm sorry.
Damn. that really gives out the bio of Ayaka and you know
Komi-san. Yeah. So yeah, when she joined into the club, she doesn't want to I don't want me here to be like the princess of all. Like people come to the club, join the club because they just want to meet her. No. She wanted I stay here, I stay in this club, and I work off my status, so I am just like you guys. So the first book literally focusing on Oriki and her because she's gonna be the one who drag Oriki everywhere. Like if nobody can make him move, she can. Like with her beautiful puppy eye, gonna give him butterfly and be like. Go. Stop staring at me.
LOL. Simp.
He is actually. So yeah, that the fourth book literally focusing on the cases and her.
Yeah. Okay.
And those two. Yeah, it's just really funny to be honest.
Oh, and by the way, for the boomers that doesn't know what simp is, it's basically a character that is so in love with this one character that they were willing to do anything. Basically, they're down.
Bucin in other words.
Yeah, they're down bad. Okay, so that's your one book.
Yeah, that's
for me. It's not really a book that I read. It's more so of a series that I recently watched.
Okay.
And I actually finished it this time because usually I will watch 3 episodes before I
bye bye.
I would be like, I'll watch this someday, and then someday never come.
That someday will be someday.
Like for instance,
forever.
I know I like the Millionaire Detective.
Yeah.
I only watched episode 3. After that, I don't watch it again.
Adios.
I was like adios. But basically, this story is called Ran Kamonohashi Forbidden Deduction. So once again, I don't know the character's name. I know the main character obviously is Ran Kamo is Ron. I'm just gonna call him Ron. It's the other dude. It's basically his quote unquote assistant. So basically, the story is that this assistant person, he's in the police agency, more like in the detective agency.
Okay.
And it says that they're good. They're good in the case of detectives, right? There's like a agency about that. However, he is in the lower standard because, well, I don't want to be mean, but airheaded.
Okay.
Because literally he cannot think. The man, the inside of his brain is empty.
It is beyond of one brain cell. It's beyond one brain cell.
Yeah, and I don't mean that he's good at detective. I mean, I'm pretty sure he's good. He just needs a little push. He just needs a push. So yeah, there's this case where that is almost unsolvable. So he and everyone is on their wit's end until this one guy decided like, hey, I know this guy named Ron Kamonohashi. Kamonohashi, yeah, I was right. But he's a bit inclusive, like a shut-in. So you might have to, go see him and probably drag him out like that.
Okay.
And then he was like, oh, okay. I mean, is he going to be good? He's the best detective I ever know. That's what he says. So as he goes there, he met with his Ron. And they show him a picture. He looks suave, a gentleman type, my type. But when yeah, like how the way I can describe him is that businessman that can manipulate people. Sharp. Okay. So when he meet the actual guy, he is like not the same person.
Yeah.
because his hair is messy. He looks like he's just some other dude, like the other anime background character type. Still my type. Okay. Anyway, he's like, as soon as he sees him, he already knew that this man wanted his help with the case, and he immediately saying no. He was like, but I didn't even ask. I know what you're gonna say. The answer is no. And the reason, and he went into, but he was let into this apartment. It was empty. Literally, there is no furniture inside of that except a cat that looks like that is sleeping, and a giant mattress where he can just flops on the floor. It's like every time it's just like, that's it. Ron Kamonoshi is basically like that, and then. It's a back and forth between fighting where Ron is basically saying, look, listen, it's a long time. I don't want to do this anymore. I'm basically just shut myself in, okay? But until the assistant no longer takes it and just basically blur out the case. But and I think that triggered and Ron just got triggered. The reason why he got triggered is and you would think that the trigger is being like it brings back some painful memories. No, the trigger is that I want to solve it now. So yeah, he got dragged. He actually willingly dragged into the crime scene. He just take a one look at it, and then he's like, he noticed the details of the victim, what they doing, what was the day, what happened to them, and then it was like, I may have an idea what it is. So they decided to go there. So, and he says like, you have to do something to me by like dressing up as a rich person. So they went. So and they say you might need a haircut though. So Ron says to the assistant. The assistant went to the barber shop, and then they was like, I wanted to get a haircut, and then the barber was like, okay, go ahead and go ahead, and they put him in like the place for cream bath to wash your hair. That's basically it. But instead of you facing upwards, you're facing downwards. And that's when Ron comes in as like, you're under arrest, barber. It's because the barber is the one that's killing the victims. How he does it is because they were drowning. Because, like I said, they're facing downwards, and apparently the bowl is a special type where they can be put into like a sleepy state, like making them unconscious. So that's why he can just drown them, no problem. No struggle, no resistance. That's why he can manage to get away with everything, because he just wanted to steal from the rich. So yeah, they chased him off. They managed to corner him in the rooftop. He says all those things, and then all of a sudden, Ron Kamonoshi just say, "You pay with your price by jumping off the rooftop." Yeah, I know. It'll be like, but the thing is the reason why is because it's so interesting is because his eyes change his color.
Oh, okay.
It was blue, but it becomes a galaxy type.
Okay.
As soon as he says those words, and the guy who was murdered. Actually goes into a daze and was about to jump off the rooftop. The assistant like, hey, wait, that's not how it goes. And then he saves him, of course. But apparently that's the reason why Ron Kamohashi it be a shut-in in the first place. It's because for some reason he got cursed. His curse is that if he managed to solve cases, and he knows the criminal in front of him did bad, he would just basically just tell them to kill themselves, and they would do it. So that's what makes it interesting. It has that little supernatural type. So yeah, that's why I got into it. And they decided to have this dynamic where Ron Kamohashi is the one that solved the cases, here's the reason. He was once in a detective academy that is like top notch, like worldly, and he was said to be the genius of the genius. Like 99%, like 99% unsolvable case will be solved by him. But because he got cursed, his detective license got revoked.
Mm-hmm.
So because of that, he cannot be a detective. So the plan is the assistant will be becoming a detective, while Ron Kamonohashi actually the one that does the solving. So basically, he made him as a puppet of being like, he's the star. I'm the one who's the actual star here. So yeah, that's it. And throughout the story, it was like I found bits and pieces that found out that he is a bloodline from Sherlock Holmes. And I don't know how, but there is this organization. It's like a crime organization that makes case unsolvable. And they have the arch enemy's bloodline of Sherlock Holmes. Apparently, they say that Ron Kamonohashi has both Sherlock Holmes and the villain. I think it's Moriarty. Moriarty. Sherlock Holmes and Moriarty's bloodline in him. I was like, first of all, how did that happen? Second of all, why?
I mean, to balancing that,
I mean, blood infusion.
DNA something, and there it is on.
That's the result. You summon a demon, and that is Ron Kamonohashi. But yeah, it is interesting. However, it is like it stopped at around episode 12, I think. 12 to more, if I remember correctly. And it hasn't aired their season 2. And I need their season 2. Yeah. Okay. So yeah, that's what I got.
Okay, interesting, but I make a watch it. Okay.
Yeah, it's on Netflix.
My gosh, we just saw it. I need my brother now. Brother, I want your Netflix. Give me your Netflix.
Ron Kamonohashi, okay? So yeah, if you guys are interested about that, if you guys all have Netflix, why not give it a watch? It's good. Okay, so we're going on a music break, and after that we're continuing off because I can't help it. I need to talk about characters. More specifically, this one character. You know him well. The thing is, he's underrated. Okay, so we're going on a music break. The song that's playing right now is by The Weeknd and Ariana Grande, "Die for You," and the next song is going to be by Stephanie Poetry, "I Love the 30,000." Okay, so I hope you guys enjoy it and stay tuned, guys.